Hey everyone, I'm Nathan, and we're gonna have a chill one today. Normally, I'm super hyper and energetic, but I am exhausted because this is a really intense piece. There are a lot of people and figures and perspective in this one. I'm very proud of it. I think it's really cool, and it's also the debut of Luce, my first Luce drawing, which is crazy because, have you seen Luce and have you seen the kind of drawings I do? It's shocking, really. But yeah, in this episode, Luce goes to hell, and he meets every Drawfee demon, of which there are approximately 24. And since I'm tired, it's just gonna be a chill one. We're just gonna go nice and easy, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So I begin with the demon door. Whenever I do a video like this, I always start my research by just Googling Drawfee blank, and then I fill in the blank with whatever archetype I'm doing for the video. So Drawfee cowboy, Drawfee Frankenstein, and then I go through the results and see what comes up, and this is how I find things like Thickener Frankenstein and other Drawfee characters. When these doors appeared, I was so transfixed, and I traced them back to the first video they appeared in when Julia drew them. Artists draw Final Fantasy bosses that they've never seen. I think what drew me to them was definitely the scale of how large the doors are, and I knew I wanted them to be a major set piece for my background, and I just, the first vibes I got were they're like a portal to hell, or like the pits of hell, or like the farthest depths of hell. I don't know, something like that. I'm captivated by this door and what lies beyond it. Number 1, Luce. So I'm not gonna lie, y'all, I was a little intimidated by drawing Luce, mainly because I just feel like he's such a fan favorite. Everyone loves Luce. And also because majority of my videos are me talking about headcanons, and that feels really weird to do with a super popular character. Like if I say my opinions on Frankenstein Kaiju, it's like this is a character that only appeared once and people kind of forgotten about, so it's always fun to like be like, no, actually I think they're cool, and like here are different ideas I could have for them as a character. But when it's a character that's super popular that people write fan fiction of and there's so much fan art, it becomes a little intimidating. I don't know, do y'all ever feel that way? I also just don't want to say anything that goes against Karina's mind, like actual canon. Obviously, we don't have any source material besides the Drawfee videos to go off of, so if I say anything that contradicts anything Karina said, I'm sorry, I'm doing my best. I'm just doing this for fun and because I do love the character, and I know Karina likes fan art of Luce and any Drawfee fan art, so I'm hoping she'll see this, and I hope she likes it. My headcanon for this piece and what's going on in this image is that this is the first time Luce has ever been in hell before. We don't know much about Luce's world and what it's like, but I'm just kind of using D&D rules, like maybe he was born sort of like a tiefling on Earth, and hell exists as like an infernal plane where demons and devils sort of have free reign, and it's another dimension that you can go to. So I imagine this is a sort of young Luce who has recently discovered his power and is trying to hone it, and he has to go to hell to meet with someone to either mentor him, or he has to go there on like a mission. Maybe he doesn't understand his demonic heritage or what it's like. So I drew him with sort of an expression of awe as he's like looking out at this vast hellish tavern where every demon from Drawfee happens to be partying and having a good time, and he's just like awestruck by it. And obviously, if it's his first time in hell, he didn't come alone. Someone had to bring him here. But who was it? You'll have to keep watching to find out. So yeah, he's here, he has his scythe in case he has to do some slashy, and he's here to slay and have a good time. Number 2, Grayson Map, Half Demon Orc, from the Random Color Palette Drawing Challenge. I love Grayson, and this is my plea into the void that Julia includes him in Drawtective Season 3 as like a witness or a rival detective. The design is so cool, but Jacob drew him so long ago, I don't even know if the Drawfee crew remember him. So maybe if this video has an influx in Grayson Map fan art, they'll be like, oh yeah, I remember Grayson Map. He was so cool. He should be in Drawtective Season 3. Of course. I interpret Grayson as a washed-up detective with a heart of gold, a little grisly on the outside, but we love him anyway. So I imagine that Luce is looking like such a fish out of water in the middle of this tavern, and he's gonna like call off his card game and get up and be like, look kid, you can't be looking like an innocent doe-eyed pretty boy here. Like, you can be a pretty boy, but people are going to take advantage of you. And I'd like to imagine they would team up in order to accomplish whatever Luce is trying to do here. Number 3, Jevil from the Deltarune Challenge video. I don't normally include designs based off of IP in my videos, but I made an exception for Jevil just because when I found the image in my research, I liked that it was a purple devil because I knew this image was probably going to be very red heavy and I wanted some cooler colors to balance everything out. So I was like, you know what, Jevil? You make it in. We'll allow it. I loved incorporating these giant jingle bells into his costume, and now I'm laying down my flat colors. And I made some slight adjustments to his hat. I made 2 of his 4-cornered hats gray to match his skin tone so that they appear more as horns, because when I just did it as a hat, it made him look almost not like a devil, like he was just this jester with spiky teeth. If there's one thing I've learned to draw this episode, it is horns on people's heads. Modified that color a little bit just to give him that demonic quality so that he could actually qualify for the video without you knowing his name. Number 4, Gothmog from the Lord of the Rings Drawing Challenge. Gothmog marks day 2 of the drawing, and drawing him was a major win because all I had to go off of for reference is this one image of Gothmog, and as you can see, his head is essentially a floating mask / skull, so I had to draw that from an upward angle in perspective, which, as you can imagine, is very challenging, but I love a challenge, and I really love how it came out. I used this like horseshoe shape in order to get the jawline in perspective, and as soon as I figure out the jaw, everything else sort of falls into place. So Gothmog is definitely the idiot at the tavern who catches Grayson cheating at cards and then gets really mad, maybe throws a chair, but Grayson ducks and it misses Grayson and then breaks across Luce's back, which then causes a bar brawl, which all the other demons will do a pile on, and it'll just be a fun little part of the episode. And the last thing we do is render his leg, and now we're on to the next character. Number 5, Demon Candy Ghost from the Artists Combine Halloween Monsters video. This little fella's really cute. He's like a bodega cat, but puppy-like and in a hell tavern. He's just here to eat table scraps and ask you to buy him candy and haunt a few people. Yes, he is. I also take this time to draw the tables that people are sitting at. Yeah, there's nothing else really left to say about this widow guy. Number 6, Satan from Bible. So Drawfee actually draws Satan a lot, but I chose to go with this depiction because it's from the video. We turned our spam emails into art. But he basically is just really mad at anyone who is trying to eat ass, but luckily no one here is trying to eat ass, so he has nothing to worry about. Number 7, Brad's house. I don't know who Brad is. I don't know where this is from. I don't know if his name is Brad or if he is a house, but I included him here because he has a face on his chest, and I thought that was cool. Number 8, the Devil's Rice Cooker. I believe this is from a stream or a beans, could be either or. Here we have a very goat-like devil, so I took inspiration from the movie The Witch, like the witch with 2 V's. So I modeled him on Black Phillip, who is the goat in that movie. That, surprise, surprise, was the devil. Also, by making him this cooler toned neutral color, it helped bring over that side of the palette that I got from Jevil on the other side of the composition. So that was good. Fun fact, the devil bought this on a Sunday in Edgewater, New Jersey. And he never scorched a pot cooking rice ever again. Number 9, Gully. You might recognize Gully from my Magical Girls Meets Cosmic Horror video. Or from the original Drawfee video they debuted in. Even though they feel like they're from a different world and don't quite fit into a high medieval fantasy setting, I still included them anyway, because like maybe they're from another universe, but I just wanted to draw Gully because they're cute. I considered for a moment giving Gully an entirely new outfit, but then I thought against it. I didn't really have time to design a whole new outfit because I have so many people left to draw. So to change it up just a little bit, I drew them without their hat, and I think I just drew through the shirt without stripe. And that's as adventurous as I got with them. I finished shading the hair and add some reflective lighting, and that finishes them up. Number 10, Apricot. Apricot appeared in the Artist Draw Fans original characters video, so I guess technically this isn't even a Drawfee character. What? But I made her the waitress at this table. She's currently asking everyone who ordered the oh no. That's why Satan from Bible is so upset. Someone ordered the ass. How rude. I add some shadows, finish rendering the butt, and then add sparkles to Apricot's leotard. Number 11, Dahlia. Dahlia appears in the Artists Finish Each Other's Sketches video, 3 of drawing. I was really ahead at this point, but then me and my friends ended up playing a bunch of D&D, so then I became behind again. But I decided to grin and bear it and keep marching forward with the drawing. Also, this is the reveal that Dahlia is looking back over her shoulder at Luce because she is the one who brought Luce here. I like to imagine that Dahlia and Luce are friends, and Dahlia's like, oh, I've been to hell so many times. I can take you there for whatever quest you're on. And they're like best buds on a road trip to hell and getting into wacky situations. And then they end up teaming up with Grayson, who's somewhat of the local, who ends up showing them around the town. Does hell have neighborhoods? I hope not. I end up changing Dahlia's pose a couple of times. You see right now she has a pretty straight on angle, but I decide I really want her walking into the distance, so I end up doing some foreshortening to bring her left leg forward and her right leg receding into the midground. And I'm really glad that I did this because on my Magical Girl video, I ended up getting really scared about foreshortening, and I think, you know, if I would have kept the other pose, it would have looked good too, but it's always nice to like practice new skills and work at it even if you're uncomfortable, because that's how you learn and figure it out. Dahlia is another character like Grayson that I really want more fan art of. I guess it kind of makes more sense for her to be in a modern day world like Gully though, because her clothes aren't really giving high fantasy either. So I don't know why in my mind I was like, it makes perfect sense for her and Luce to be friends, but Gully can't be here. Ooh, you know what? This is what I think is going on. I think that Gully and Dahlia are from the same dimension, because Dahlia is in the middle of a very wholesome reverse harem, or is it just a regular harem? I can't remember the video. But she's having her own little plot line in her universe, but she likes traveling to Luce's universe to hang out, you know, do a little succubusing, incubusing, all that jazz. I'm gonna end up drawing a sort of stage behind her, so she's very much backlit. I'm trying to negotiate the shadows in this moment, even though I have yet to light the scene yet. It was also about this time I was getting very nervous about how close to deadline I was and how many characters I still had left to go. Number 12, Cambion Undine. So the Cambion Undine debuted in the Artist Combined Mythical Creatures video, and they are half Cambion, which is the descendant of a human and an incubus/succubus, and also an Undine, which is a kind of mermaid. I like this character a lot because he's very similar to Luce in that his tatas are out and he's showing thigh. I just really wanted to draw him in that iconic Johnny Bravo pose, and I wanted him to be on a stage, like showboating, like maybe he's singing or dancing or just, I think he's very interesting as a character because his grandmother is his only demonic heritage. So him being here is kind of interesting, like maybe he's looking for his grandmother or grandfather, and it's like a subplot. Ooh, who knows? Number 13, Karina Demon. Karina Demon appeared in the Artists Draw Themselves as Halloween Monsters video, and because he looks like a dragon, I just wanted to make him really, really big. So, or I guess she uses female pronouns because Karina. So I wanted to put her on this big old pedestal, like just so huge and looming over everybody in the background. That was another way that I got a lot of depth into the composition. Number 14, Demon Door. Demon Door appeared in the Artist Draw Final Fantasy Bosses That They've Never Seen video. And Julia made giant doors that have a relief of 2 demons, and they're both holding swords. I do my own rendition of it, and as you can imagine, It is very ornate, and there is a lot of detail. And these doors are ginormous. They're like a gateway into another universe, I imagine. This demon is the background. I'm rolling up the background and demon door into this one category. And I really started considering maybe I'm not going to do every single demon. I might just finish up this piece until it works and it's coherent, and then hang my head in defeat as I publish it and promise to do better next time. Because like Gothmog, this was just a door at a front-facing angle, and I had to figure out how to draw it from this upwards-looking angle in perspective, and it's a relief. So even though as I figured it out, I did feel like a big genius, you may comment down below. You are such a genius. Good job at doing this perspective. I'm human. I know my limitations, and I was like, there is no way. Tomorrow's the day. How am I gonna do this? And then I started staring right here, at the place where the floor intersects the giant door. The reason why I stared at this is because it haunted me. It haunted me because the perspective was so flat. The depth that I longed for was absent, and I just couldn't. I couldn't accept that. The image, the depth, the wanting, and then I entered a fugue state. I steeped the largest cup of tea that I could. I drank all of the caffeine, and then I began, like a mad person, scribbling in red and black onto the image in a separate layer. It's okay. And I just was like, I want a dance floor. I must have it. Give it to me now. So I did just that. And I just sculpted out where all of the fuckers were gonna go. We've got Regina from Draga, this tiny demon from who knows what. Tumblr's Skuggliest Crinkle Man, what is it? An alien demon, a family of demons. And then it happens. Oh my gosh, it's done. Everyone's colored. Now all I have to worry about is adding pretty little glows, and then, oh my fucking god, I forgot the demon train. So then I have to draw the demon train, because how can you draw every demon without a demon train? And then I drew the demon train, and I was done. Wow, what a fun, relaxing, chill, just vibing video. Nothing scary at all. Raise your hand if you were scared. I was scared too. Thank you all for watching. Do you have any strong opinions on any of the demons Drawfee has created? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked this video, feel free to like, subscribe. And if you really want to support the channel, why not check me out on Patreon? For just like $4, you can have your name in the end credits. And if I get enough money, I can buy a new computer, because mine crashed like 3 times while I was working on this video. And now it's that time again, folks. The end credits. Special thanks to Blue MOE, Game of Catan on Instagram, Gay Jairus, Melon, SL Blue, Smalls the Sax Jammer, Thumper Die Time, Tarthalinor, Tuesdays Anyways, and Tuppence Pies. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Nathan. I upload every Wednesday and Saturday, and I'll see you soon. Bye!